I think we're good now. So.
Perfect. Nicole, it looks like it's recording already. Donna asked me to record it, but we're good to go, right? Like it's...
I have it recording to the cloud.
Perfect. Do you want me to record it like... oh, never mind. It's already gone. There are no other options.
Yeah.
The cloud will be fine.
But so I'm trying to start the Spanish one, but it's giving me the message that I already have a meeting started.
Oh, is it the same user ID?
No.
Different. Let me see if I can find it on my other computer here.
Can you log in?
I'm
Hello, sir.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I just wanted to let you know that when you start the webinar,
That was Alberto. I think he's headed into the webinar now. I don't know if he's getting in.
I need him to, it's not, I don't know what to do. It's not working. It does this to me with Zoom too. I mean, with the board meetings.
Oh, got it. Let's see here.
Okay, no worries. Yes.
So Nicole,
Buenas tardes, queridos padres de familia. Gracias por acompañarnos. Vamos a empezar en unos minutos.
Yeah, Mike.
looks like Alberto's in there.
Yeah, he got on now.
He's good to go.
I was a little panicked for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna go check on everybody else.
Sure, sure.
If you guys
We'll
want
hold down the fort.
to make an announcement.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Mike Muchnick. I'm the principal of Mckinnon Elementary School. And we're going to get going in just a few minutes. We're waiting for our superintendent and our directors to join us. So thank you for your patience. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for those of you that are joining us. We are just waiting for our superintendent and our directors to join us, and we'll get going. But thank you again for coming. Glad you're all here. Good evening, everyone. If you're just joining us, my name is Mike Muchnick. I am the principal of Mckinnon Elementary School. We are just waiting on our superintendent and our directors, and we'll get going here in just about 5 minutes or so. Thank you for your patience.
Good evening, everyone. I see our numbers are growing. We have more people coming in. My name is Heather Baumgardner. I am the principal of New Republic. Thank you for coming tonight. We're going to start in just a few minutes once we get all of our amazing staff here. So thank you for your patience. Great time to use the restroom or grab a drink or get comfy. It's a good time. We'll be starting in just a couple minutes.
Good evening, everybody. We'll be getting started here in just a couple minutes. If you are looking for the Spanish presentation in Espanol, you may look at our website and go to that other link.
Ms. Koenig, I'm not sure that my video is turned on, but si desea asistir a la Junta de Español, por favor, selección el otro enlace en la página del distrito, por favor.
And I think we will go ahead. Looks like we have quite a few people joining us tonight. So thank you everybody for joining us. We will be getting started here shortly. We will be starting here shortly. Again, if you're looking for the other presentation, we are also presenting this in Spanish on another link that you can find on your school site websites. Thank you for waiting, everybody. We have a few technical situations we're going to take care of. We will be getting started in a couple moments. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Mike Muchnick. I'm the principal of Mckinnon Elementary School. We are just waiting on a few more, so thank you for your patience. We'll get going as soon as possible.
Again, thank you everybody for your patience as we have a couple video technical difficulties but we're really excited tonight to share with you some of the reopening plans that we have coming forward. So getting kids on campus and everything is a very exciting time, and be a couple more minutes.
Mr. Muchnick, we have a question in the chat asking for the ID for the Spanish session.
Thank you. I will go ahead and put that. Actually, I'm just getting a note right now. The link.
Can you copy and paste that from our calendar link, please?
Yeah, I can.
The Zoom link. That would be great. And good afternoon, everybody. I think I see Miss Alderman's joined us. As we're trying to get her camera fixed. Is that you, Miss Alderman?
I'm here, Miss Koenig.
Great. While we're trying to get your camera fixed, would you like?
Please proceed.
We can proceed. Great. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for your patience. And as we have our first town hall meeting of the 2021 school year, in today's town hall meeting, the key points, we're excited to have school starting August 4th. We'll give you a vaccination update, and we have a masking update as well.
So over the last 17 months or so, we've had a really challenging time with the COVID-19 virus, especially in our area. So we really wanted to take a look back at Monterey County and give sort of a visual of where we're at the start of this new school year. As you can see, throughout the pandemic, we've had various surges, particularly between December and February. And we have luckily been able to curb that spread as we head into this new school year.
And it's really exciting to know that right now all ages of 12 and older are getting vaccinated, and in the county, those percentages of vaccinated people are going up. And that is really exciting and helping us decrease these numbers across the nation and our county. If you are interested in getting vaccinated and you're looking for a place where that can happen, you can go online to myturn.ca.gov. You can also go to the vaccines.gov to find where vaccination information can be to make appointments. You can also call 211 or other multilinguistic lines where there are multilinguistic lines for support. Those are some great resources for those that are looking for vaccination sites. So how did the SRUSC Summer Academy go? Oh my gosh, we had a great Summer Academy. We are pleased to announce that our district successfully had over 500 people, 500 students attend on site at our 2 local sites to our Summer Academy, one of the largest participations we've had in our Summer Academy's history. Teachers were participating and enjoying engaging activities with students, and while everyone wore masks and smiles were across the board. It was a lot of fun to go and watch and see and engage with our students and our teachers. So what will school like as we go forward? All schools are going to be fully open. August 4th, school starts. The California Department of Public Health is requiring all students, staff, and visitors to wear masks indoors during school days at school sites. Parents are required to monitor their students daily for COVID-19 symptoms prior to sending their students to school. Please don't send your students to school if they're ill. Anyone on campus displaying COVID-19 symptoms will be isolated and sent home. We'll hopefully we just have them stay home, so not come to school. But thank you. It will be hopefully COVID-free soon. What about wearing masks? All schools, again, all schools, all students, staff, and visitors. We will be masked when indoors and during the school day. And we will be masked when riding a bus. Social distancing will be monitored during the nutrition time while eating or drinking indoors. And what are the procedures for a student that is sick at school? Students will be isolated and a parent will be called and arranged to have them pick up as soon as possible. And what are those procedures for anyone that has to stay home due to an illness? If displaying signs of COVID-19 symptoms, quarantining may be required. And if quarantined, one can return earlier if they provide one of the following, either a doctor's note with a return date or a negative COVID-19 test. It is important to know if you have your student has health concerns like allergies, or pre-existing conditions that need information, we can always update those health information papers at our main offices at our school sites.
Donna Koenig, I just want to make another announcement. Si desea asistir a la Junta de Español, por favor, seleccione el otro enlace en la página del distrito.
Thank you, Ms. Alderman. If parents have a concern about having their students attend school, the Santa Rita Union School District will have an optional virtual learning program for the 21-22 school year this year for grades K through 8. If you're interested, please contact the district office for more information. And how will my student receive support emotionally transitioning back to the school site? Our district has added another full-time counselor funded through our LCAP this year, which is very exciting to share that now every single school site will now have a full-time counselor. We have also acquired a new amazing director of parent and family engagement, Dr. Summer Prather-Smith, and with her support, we will be launching 3 family resource centers this year at Santa Rita Elementary, Mckinnon Elementary, and John Gutierrez Middle School. We've acquired additional one-time funds through grants. This will enhance teaching and learning, including those additional interventions, social emotional supports, and after school enrichment programs. So are there any questions? Mike, can you stop sharing? Are there any questions from the audience? Ms. Baumgardner, have you seen any questions come out from the audience?
Yes, we do have a couple of questions. We do have some questions about when Chromebooks will be able to be picked up.
Oh, Chromebooks. We have been working all summer getting these Chromebooks in. We have a few new ones we've ordered. They should be delivered here shortly. We are loading those in, making sure all the apps are in correctly. So tentatively within the first week of school, we're hoping to have the middle school Chromebooks issued out within the first week of school, if not the first day possibly. And the middle school ones will be located at, the elementary school ones will be at the elementary schools, just like prior to the remote learning, they will be staying there.
Thank you, Ms. Koenig. Just as a reminder from the question, will children have to wear masks when they are in school?
Yes, and that's a requirement coming from the county health departments, and that is something where all students, visitors, and staff indoors on school sites will be required to wear a mask, and that's something that is a requirement.
Ms. Koenig, will there be social distancing within the classrooms?
It's all in the classrooms with masks, and we will be monitoring those lunch lines, food service lines as needed, and making sure that there's always that concern when they're eating, if they're eating inside. So we'll be working on systems where they're appropriate social distancing when they're having their drinking and eating their lunches and breaks.
Thank you. Another great question from the chat is, what happens if our child does get sick or needs to quarantine for 2 weeks? Will they be able to video in?
That will be all on an individual basis on each student and their situation, right? So we will work independently with the principal, the school site, if needed, the district nurse, on what that looks like, whether it's an independent study situation or a packet situation or short-term program. So each one of those, just like years ago, if we have a situation happen, what does that look like? Each site will be working together on different ways we can do that.
Thank you. And then just to reiterate, we will be back in person all day, yes?
Yes, it's pre-COVID. It's all in person. Excited to have these kids on campus. Teachers are excited to come back. Some of them are already wanting to get in their classrooms to set up and see what the supplies look like and the materials and enriching activities, how soon and can they get them doing these things and those items. So we're very, very excited about all having kids back on campus.
We're very excited. And then I think this is a middle school question, but when can middle schoolers expect to receive their schedules?
There will be a letter going out by all principals. The middle school principals will be sending out a letter here shortly explaining how those homerooms will be announced, or those homerooms could be sent in the letters if they are ready to go. Sometimes the homerooms are sent out in the parent letters, and sometimes it's announcement how that will be posted outside the school sites where the homerooms are. Students will receive their homeroom teacher information first, and then when they go to school on the first day, they will get the rest of their schedule, and then they will do their campus tours, learn what the school-wide expectations are, and see what the rotation looks like, and meet the new teachers, and meet their new friends, and have fun.
As a parent of a middle schooler, she's really excited to go back.
Yes.
And then we have a question, just another mask one, about will students be required to wear their masks outside?
Masked outside is not a requirement, but inside, all students, staff, and visitors will be required on school sites to wear a mask.
Thank you. And then, you know, as Santa Rita does, our enrichment programs, will those be available again this year?
Oh, absolutely. That's exciting. We've been meeting as the administration has been meeting. Some of these one-time grant funds are explicitly for the extended learning opportunities that we can do, enriching all different kinds of programs. You and I and some of the other principals met today, and we were actually talking about thinking outside the box of what can we do with the after-school programs, what can we do for possibly a Saturday program. And so what can we do to really enrich some of the learning pods that happened, and providing new and fun activities for our students.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If students are required to bring any school supplies, will they get a list, or when can we expect to have more information on that?
That would also be going out with the parent letter. I know that if it's difficult, and we can probably work with you, and the first day of school, bring a couple things, and we will have opportunities for the homeroom teachers to also give those paperwork to the students to take home for that information.
Thank you. Great question here. For our counselors, do we have social emotionally trained, mental health trained counselors, or do we have academic counselors?
We have social emotional learning counselors. Our counselors are really focused on social emotional learning and supporting our teachers with ideas from what can they help, and giving them tools, as well as having counseling sessions for maybe some of those students that really need the one-on-ones or the group counseling. For example, also maybe some character counts clubs that the counselors can run, and hopefully maybe some field trips in the coming futures. And as we can start moving forward with the masks and buses, we're good to go with field trips. But yeah, our counselors, that's why we've got the added counselor this year. And so every school site will have a counselor available, and that counselor will also be supporting our teachers with tools in their toolbox, and also having social emotional learning supports embedded in the classroom activities.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so excited to have counselors. And then can our parents expect to have a back to school night before August 4th?
Our back to school nights are being scheduled by our principals, and we are putting those on school calendars. Some are doing some visits on campuses, but I think most of our back to school nights are scheduled after August 4th. But you can contact your main office at your student's school site to get more details.
And I anticipate there'll be some communication coming out soon from each of the different sites.
Absolutely. Parent letters are going home from school sites, and also updating websites as well.
Yes. And then just to reiterate, will students have recess outside?
Oh yes, normal daily bell schedule. We have bell schedules are starting to be posted where, and working out what rainy days look like and recess looks like, and making sure we have the supervision schedules built. So everything's going to be exciting for the kids to be back on campus.
It's true. It's true. And then what can we expect for class sizes this year?
Class sizes, we are at a normal school year. So, you know, we want to try to build our elementary schools at a lower level as normal, and keeping those classrooms for K through 3 smaller, so a better engagement. and learning activities for them. And then the middle schools, we're trying to build them at 25, 26, 27, under 29, of course, and seeing where our student enrollment is, and if we need to do a prep buyout for a teacher at the middle school to help with reducing that class size, we do that to keep those class sizes. And we've always done that in the past as well.
Yes, wonderful. What if a parent has questions about our optional virtual learning program?
They can contact the main office and the main office has bullet points and the information from our virtual learning program coordinator and how to get more information. Also on our website under students, I think we uploaded a form on there about the virtual learning program.
Wonderful. And then if we have any I can answer this one. If you have any kindergartners, you need information about that, please contact your elementary schools. We're happy to help you register and get your kiddos into kindergarten. We're very excited to have them.
Kinder registration is actively engaged right now. Let's get those kinders enrolled.
Yes. And then can you, Ms. Kana, can you please talk a little bit about the cleaning protocols that will go with this reopening?
Same status as we were doing, making sure that we're providing the hand sanitizers and the wipes in the stations in the classrooms that we provided before. When we rolled out the Force 26 on April 26, when we did the modified in-person schedule, we had the cleaning protocols in place with the wipes and the hand sanitizers, and making sure that kids are part of the learning things is how do you wash your hands, and making sure you know how to take off a mask and everything like that. So that just continues. And we appreciate the maintenance department for making sure we have everything in place for that and ready to go in each classroom.
And then I know we've had some people kind of coming in a little bit late. Ms. Kana, can you please just review the mask expectations for students on campus?
Right, we are doing school starts August 4th, and on all school sites, it is required by the County Department of Health that all students, all staff, all visitors on school campuses in person, in classes, inside the classrooms, inside the buildings will be masked up anytime they are inside.
Mm-hmm. So if they're outside, they can take their masks off.
Correct, at this point, and we will continue to update our community and our parents if any of those guidelines change.
Then back in April, we had a lot of precautions and a lot of safety measures in place. Can you speak a little bit to the screening process and if temperatures will be taken this year?
We're asking the parents to monitor their students at home. If they have any of those symptoms, please don't send them to school. And then if we see them at school and they're not feeling well and they're having those symptoms, we will isolate them and contact the parents to have them picked up.
And then just to reiterate, it will be a full school day on our regular bell schedule.
Correct. Students will go from first period to second period to third period in the middle schools, and the elementary schools will be starting as normal with their homeroom teachers. If they have math and science rotations, they'll still be doing that as each site has built those rotations.
Thank you. And then I'm scanning our questions. So just to reiterate, will there be social distancing within the classrooms?
In the classrooms, we will, as long as everybody's masked up, students will be in their seats. Those seats are, if teachers choose to keep those screen guards up, they may, but if not, that's not a requirement at this time, but it's normal school year with masks on in the classroom.
Mm-hmm. And then I have a question about kindergarten again. I love that we have so many kinder parents here. We do have a full kinder day. So not a
kindergarten registration, every site. Let's go. We get these kinders enrolled. They're so cute.
And then is there a plan should our cases increase again like they did in the past?
Exactly. It's as things move with the guidance mandates, we will continue to monitor that and update our community, our parents, as things move. I'm just really happy that we've improved so well since where we've been in the past 17 months.
And then let's see. And then anything with the virtual learning program, they can call the district office.
Correct. And that's an optional program. And our main office here at the district office has some next steps if they have questions, what those questions, where they can defer, where those phone calls should go.
Okay. Do we put the phone number in the chat? I'm sorry if you just said that.
831-443-7200.
Wonderful. And then where can they find the school calendar?
On our website, under calendars, they can see the school year calendar there.
Oh, this is a great question. What about kids?
Also on
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
school site websites as well. You can see the school calendar on each school site website.
It's true. It's true. I think we'll send home a hard copy too. What about kids who are already vaccinated? Some of our middle schoolers are eligible for that. Do they still need to wear a mask as well?
Right now, the guidelines state all people on campus, students, staff, visitors, inside the buildings, at the school sites, during the school day will need to wear masks.
And then we talked about supplies. Any supply needs that will be communicated through your individual schools and your individual teachers.
I'll probably post it on the websites as well.
Mhm.
Or at the first day of school, there'll be a list that if supplies are needed, those homeroom teachers will provide those on the first day of school.
Wonderful. And then we have another question just to reiterate about sixth grade orientation. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Sixth grade orientation, each middle school site. So if students are interested in that, they can contact the two middle schools, John Gutierrez Middle School or Gavilan View Middle School, for the details regarding each one of those. Because they might be running them, if they're doing them, the parent nights for those a little bit differently, or different breakout nights for those. I think Gavilan View is doing a few things next week, and I'm not sure about John Gutierrez Middle School schedule.
And then I know we have a lot of supplies available for our students, but are they allowed to bring things from home, like their lunch, their school supplies, anything like that?
We are still going to be 100% fully providing the breakfast and the lunch as we have in the past for our district. So unless there's a dietary need, there's really no need for that. And we will be monitoring those lunch lines and making sure if the students inside the cafeteria are monitored so that they are socially distanced appropriately. Those elementary school kids, if they're eating inside. But from there, they don't really need to bring any. We will be providing that.
So, hi, Ms. Koenig. I was able to finally log in. Parents, of course, are welcome to send their students with a packed school lunch if that's what their students prefer, like they would in a normal school year. I know we're getting a lot of questions now, and just to reiterate, we're not starting our school year with a hybrid model. We're starting with a regular school year, so back to 5 days a week for full days of instruction, minimum days Wednesdays throughout the year, just like we did prior to our change in scheduling for the pandemic. And so that's how we're starting our school year, and we are following federal, state, and county guidelines for how we are opening our school year, and that we are wearing masks throughout the school day when we're on campuses.
Thank you. And Ms. Baumgardner, do you see any other questions there? I didn't see the chat there.
I see a couple of questions we have about the bus transportation. Do you have any updates on that?
On the buses, everybody wears a mask. And we are working on transportation lists with MOT, but we are fully busing for those students that qualify for busing.
So transportation will go back to looking like it did before we had our pandemic, except everyone on the bus will be required to wear a mask. I know in our Q&A, we've got a few questions popping up, and I want to make sure we're addressing those. School offices will be open per normal. We are asking that everyone who comes in, that you are doing that self-check for COVID symptoms before you come into the school office, and that you're also wearing a mask when you are on campus visiting us. And we are working very hard to ensure that during recess, we have adequate supervision, particularly for those students who wish to keep their mask on, as well as those who don't, and that we have enough supervision when our students are eating lunch to ensure that they're properly distanced when they have their mask off and they're eating and drinking. So if you have known allergies or things like that, that you need to let the school know, because you may have some symptoms that are similar to COVID, but it's definitely an ongoing condition or something like that, please do reach out to your office. I know there was a question here about the offices being open and a food allergy. So certainly definitely contact your school like you normally would to ensure that the school is well aware of any kind of allergies. Students are allowed to bring their backpacks. They'll be asked to keep them in their own particular learning area in their classrooms that they sit in and as they move throughout the day. I believe Ms. Koenig already mentioned that for our middle schools, our school schedules, our homeroom schedules will be posted within the next week or so for families to see, particularly the weekend before school starts, so that you're able to know your homeroom and the students will get their schedule. And I do believe Boys and Girls Club is still fully functioning. We will send out information next week regarding our own extended learning opportunity programs for all 6 of our school sites, as well as other community agencies that also provide some after-school support.
Thank you. I hope everybody out there has been safe and having a wonderful summer. And again, that kindergarten registration, we are looking for those kinders to be registered across our school sites and looking forward to seeing those kiddos on campus.
You know, want to make sure that there's a couple more questions. Our bus routes will be the same or very similar to what they were prior to the pandemic. And so we'll get that information out as new students move in or out or change. And so we let all of our families know their bus route, where they're taking, picking up and being dropped off. So you should be getting that information from our transportation department prior to the start of school. And we've got a question about how IEPs work in the middle school, and I'm going to encourage you to call our your school site and talk to them about your specific questions that you may have, or you can always reach out to us here at the district office and we can lend you some general assistance on those questions. So we're 831-443-7200. And so Donna, someone missed the topic about 6th grade orientation. Did we give any information for that?
Yes, I think that would be to contact John Gutierrez Middle School for their specific details. If they're doing anything, I do not recall exactly what they're doing. If it's after school starts or before. I know that Gavilan View Middle School is doing an informal 6th grade or new student orientation next week. So I would call the school site secretaries, and they're open now from 8 to 4 or 8 to 3:30 or 8 to 4.
For John Gutierrez, they will have their new parent/student orientation will be Wednesday, July 28th at 6 p.m. in the courtyard of John Gutierrez Middle School.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
So we had another question about our students eating lunch in the cafeteria. So our school sites are working to make sure that we're staggering lunch to sort of divide up the number of students who are in the cafeteria at any given time so that we can ensure that 3 feet distancing when their masks are off, even though they're indoors because they're eating and drinking. And so in the event that they are eating and drinking indoors, so we're looking at that and how we structure our lunches and spreading our students out a little bit, making sure we have ample supervision in order to be able to facilitate that sort of division of lunches in order to mitigate that distancing with students eating in the cafeteria.
Sorry, I'm scanning, and I see a lot of questions about some specifics about different schools in terms of bell schedules and drop-off and pickup procedures. Those will be specific to each school, and they will be messaging that out for families in the next coming week.
And bell schedules should be posted on each school's website. And that should help answer that question also in the information that will be sent home to parents.
And then if anyone does have any food allergies and needs to report, they should contact the health aides.
Correct, or the main office, or the school district, the school site's main office, as the health aides, if the secretaries are working now, so they can take the information, as the health aides have not started working yet, but the secretaries absolutely can take information.
And then the health aides will follow up.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm just kind of going through and I see a lot of questions that we've answered. They're such good questions. Bus routes are the same. We talked about that. And then we talked about cleaning procedures. The classrooms will be cleaned. Is anybody seeing any questions that I might be missing?
We had a couple of questions about like hand washing, sanitizing. So we'll have hand washing available for students as well as hand sanitizer. A parent asked, could they bring their own hand sanitizer? So like the small bottle of personal hand sanitizer. I imagine many people will have bottles of that. And so we just want to make sure that students are using it safely, of course. So if you're sending students with any kind of hand sanitizer or hand wipes, you know, from home, you please make sure that they understand proper use of that. We will definitely have supplies for them to use on campus as well. So plenty of hand sanitizer, with plenty of disinfecting wipes if they feel like they would need to wipe something off, as well as hand washing routines, so that we're encouraging hand washing throughout the day and as they move between different sections of their day for elementary or, you know, between class periods for middle schools as well.
Will any of the schools have a distance learning component, elementaries or middle?
And we are not going distance learning or hybrid. We're going all in at all the school sites. And again, we do have a district program, K through 8, the virtual learning program, for those families that are interested. If they don't feel comfortable bringing their student on campus, they can call the school district's main office at 831-443-7200 for more information regarding the virtual learning program.
And then I think too, I'm getting a couple other questions. I think the question is coming down to, will the classes that are in person also be running virtually at the simultaneously?
No, we will have, it's pre-pandemic school year, normal classes as we've had before with masks on.
And then more questions about the virtual learning program. If you have questions, go ahead and contact the district office and they can give you the specifics for that program.
Correct.
I think we've covered each topic.
Well, and I really appreciate your support, Ms. Baumgardner. And I appreciate all of our parents' support this last school year and a half. It's been something that our Santa Rita family has really come together to support each other in the community and outside, and making sure everybody's being fully supported. These last few months has been very exciting to watch everybody work and be a part of it all, coming together to help one another in our community. So we're glad that we're getting to the other side of it, and happy to have all in full day campuses and students on campus playing and running and magically just getting through this with masks on. So really appreciate everybody's support tonight. Again, if this will be posted on our website, and it's being, if somebody did not get in, they can actually watch this video through at a later date on our website. If there are any other questions, just reminder those people interested in the virtual learning program, Ms. Dermody, the program director, coordinator, is going to be available to answer questions. The district office will take your name and number, and they can reach out to you for that information. So if there's no other questions, I appreciate our panelists on the English side tonight and appreciate your time with us today. Ms. Baumgartner, thank you for helping with the questions. Please continue to monitor your symptoms, and please don't send students to school if they do have symptoms. But let's get those kinders enrolled. Anybody else? If you have moved, please update our addresses with your addresses with our school secretaries, and they can make sure that all your addresses and phone numbers are all updated, and emergency contacts, and we'll be working on that the first day of school as well. And those packets will be going home for you to fill out with everything that you need first day of school. And we're just so excited for this school year. I know our principals are itching to make sure our teachers are ready to go, and our teachers are excited. They want to be in their classrooms. And so in our summer program, it just showed how fun, and the kids had such a blast that we're gonna have a great year. So more information to come regarding the extended learning opportunities that we'll be doing, more information to come. If the federal or state or county mandates change, we will continue to monitor that and keep you updated. So everybody have a wonderful night, and we appreciate you. Go Santa Rita, go family, go team, and be safe. Thank you.